Italy supports Iran's legal right to peaceful nuclear technology. President Bush admits increasing U.S. casualties in Iraq, says he is not satisfied with the war there. And an Israeli human rights group accuses the Zionist regime of violating rights of Palestinian prisoners. In the name of God, the compassionate, the merciful, good morning from Tehran. You're watching World News on Jam Jam Network today with me, Maryam Zolqat. Italy supports Iran's legal right to access peaceful nuclear technology. Chairman of the Italian lower house of parliament, Fausto Bettinotti, said this in a meeting with Iran's ambassador to Rome, Abolfazl Zohraband. The Italian official also called for a negotiated settlement of Iran's nuclear issue. On the Middle East crisis, the top MP emphasized the key role Iran plays in the regional peace and security. Azerbaijan Republic is to import Iranian gas for the first time. Azeri Energy Minister Nika Galoori has said that the initial talks for buying 1.5 billion cubic meters of Iran's gas have been held between the two countries. Meanwhile, an Armenian official with Iran-Armenia pipeline project said the countries can start the flow of gas ahead of the scheduled time. Transfer of Iran's gas to Armenia was due to be operational in 20th of December 2007, but it will be possible on the 1st of January. U.S. President George W. Bush has acknowledged increasing losses of American soldiers in Iraq.
Those of you who understand military.
Speaking in a White House news conference, President George Bush said on Wednesday he is not satisfied with the progress of the long and unpopular war. He said the United States was changing tactics to deal with circumstances in Iraq. However, he admitted that U.S. patience with the Iraqi government was not unlimited. In Britain, Prime Minister Tony Blair said that London will not change its strategy of staying in Iraq. Blair rebuffed calls for a quick withdrawal, saying it was crucial that British troops remain in Iraq as long as their goals are achieved. In harsh comments to Danish newspaper Politiken, former UN Chief Weapons Inspector Hans Blix described the US-led invasion of Iraq as a pure failure that has left the country worse off than under the dictatorial rule of Saddam Hussein. In other news, more than 200 members of US Armed Service have joined an unusual protest calling for withdrawal of US troops from Iraq. The campaign website allows service members to sign the appeal that will be presented to members of Congress.
NATO troops have killed almost 50 Taliban guerrillas and several civilians in fighting in Afghanistan. A NATO spokesman said 48 insurgents have been killed in 3 separate clashes, along with several civilians during a 2-week offensive last month. Several civilians were also killed in Kandahar and neighboring Helmand province in fighting over recent days. Meanwhile, a newspaper published pictures on Wednesday of what it said were German soldiers in Afghanistan desecrating a school. It caused outrage in Germany and prompted the government to launch an immediate investigation. An Israeli human rights group has accused Tel Aviv of violating the rights of Palestinians to visit relatives held in Israeli jails. The group, in a report on Thursday, said the jailers transfer the Palestinian detainees out of the occupied West Bank and Gaza Strip and placing restrictions on the visits. The group stated due to the difficulties of receiving a permit, many Palestinian minors, some as young as 5 years old, travel to the prisons alone. The report also states that due to Israeli checkpoints on the road, visitors are often forced to leave their homes before dawn and begin their journey home in late evening after waiting several hours to see their relatives. Venezuela and Guatemala have agreed in principle to end their deadlocked contest for a coveted seat on the UN Security Council, but they differ on an alternative candidate. After 6 ballots on Wednesday, Guatemala received between 100 and 109 votes, but it was not able to get the 2/3 majority in the General Assembly for Security Council seat. The next round of voting is scheduled for next week. A gas explosion has killed 11 miners at a coal mine in the northeastern Chinese province of Jilin. The blast happened early Thursday at a mine near Baishan City. The victims were working underground. China is struggling to meet booming demand for coal, which fuels about 70% of its energy consumption. In the rush for profit, safety regulations are often ignored. Production is pushed beyond limits and dangerous mines are reopened illegally.
Tiba saja tali penyangga jembatan putus. Sebagian besar pengunjung tidak dapat menyelamatkan diri dan jatuh ke dalam sungai di bawahnya yang dipenuhi batu-batu besar. 6 orang tewas seketika karena terbentur batu.
And that was the wrap to today's edition of World News. I'm Jumbo Johannesburg. Coming up next is the nationwide weather forecast. Thanks for joining us. Goodbye.